What's up, guys? So another week approaching, and so let's take some few minutes to look at what price is saying for the upcoming trading week. And we're going to do this on Euro USD. Okay, so before I step onto the chart to show you what I am looking at, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so that you don't miss out on other future important videos like this one. Okay, and I will also appreciate if you leave a like and a comment on this video. Okay, so now real quick, let's look at what price has for us for the upcoming trading week. Okay, now in here I'm going to start from H4. The reason why I didn't start from like daily or weekly is I actually made a breakdown video of a particular trade that I held for like over 120 days, and some of these projections that I made are still in play. Okay, so there is no need starting all the way from weekly time frame. Okay, so if you remember from that video, this was the last high from the H4 time frame that I marked. Okay, and I told you guys that we're bearish, so we have this high that created this low over here, like a bearish move to the downside, and I went ahead to mark this point of interest that we are seeing here. Okay, and I said that because price is what tapping into this point of interest, price has the tendency to drop to the downside. Then after that I went on to intraday, okay, which is M15, and I defined this. I went ahead to tell you guys that even though intraday we are kind of like having a bullish story with this last low over here telling the bullish story, and this last high over here, okay, telling that intraday bullish story, right? And I went ahead to explain to you guys that we will have price pulling all the way to certain levels right in here before we drop down, and that is exactly what has happened. So right in here we have a point of interest that we need to mark. So that point of interest from the intraday time frame is just this guy sitting over here nicely as demand, and so we can extend this to the right side, and you realize that price has tapped in right in here, and we are making that move to the top, right? In as much as the intraday is telling us a bullish story, there is actually a bearish flow inside this intraday bullish story, and so we need to look at certain areas where we feel like price could act as an obstacle to stop that bullish flow of the intraday and continue with the bearish move. Okay, so right in here within this bullish intraday leg, we can see this 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so we can have this bearish flow of price to the downside. Okay, so right in here it means that there is a point of interest that we need to pay attention to, which I will call an obstacle, this guy right in here. So we can mark this guy as supply. Okay, so now that I've defined all my zones and I've been able to tell my story, it is very simple. So now right in here I've already said we are bullish on the intraday. We started the move already, but this guy is our last point that we need to break. The moment we break this guy, yes, price is certain and sure that we're gonna come to this high. Okay, but if this POI is respected, then we should know that we're going to continue the bearish flow to the downside and even lead to the break of this bullish intraday that we started and continue like a bearish move to the downside. Okay, so now with this beautiful point of interest here established, okay, or defined, let me show you the possible scenarios that can happen with this point of interest and the current price action that is happening over here. So first of all, let me mark this break of structure to the downside over here. Very important. Okay, so now this is the first scenario that can happen with this particular price action. In as much as we are having that bearish flow to the downside, the first thing that we can see is that right in here on the within the internal structure of this leg, okay, there was one particular point of interest here hidden. We call it a hidden point of interest. So if I should take a trend line, you realize that we had this guy broken over here. Okay, so right in here I am seeing something like a low that created a high, a potential low which is likely to create a potential high into this POI. Okay, now when price comes into this POI, this is what I can expect. First of all, we can have price making a drop like this, respecting the POI first, making a drop into certain levels right in here. Then we can now make the move to the top again. Now this move will go ahead and break this, so we're now going to change from like a bearish flow to a bullish flow. Okay, that is the first scenario. Second scenario is that instead of price breaking this POI, we can have price respecting this POI, coming down. This time around, we're not going to respect this. We are going to break. And the moment we break this, it means that we're going to drop all the way to the downside, at least to clear this low over here. And then if price decides to still respect this intraday point of interest over here, then fine, we're gonna have that price we're gonna have price pushing back up again, okay? Or better still, we're gonna continue to the downside, break the bullish intraday structure, and continue dropping to the downside. So these are the first two scenarios, okay? Respecting the PUY, coming down, respecting another PUY, pushing up to break. 1, 2, respecting the PUY, dropping, okay, to fulfill that bearish flow. Then another scenario is we may not necessarily respect this, but price may just open and then break, okay? But the beautiful thing about this is once we break this, why not, we can get a potential counter trend trade from here all the way to the downside, okay? Either again respecting this guy over there, or pulling back down into like deeper levels before we can now what, make that push to the upside, fulfilling that intraday bullish story, okay? So this is how simple you need to keep it. You don't need to stress yourself that much, okay? So to put everything in summary, we are having a bearish structure on H4. We've tapped into a level of supply, but then on the intraday side we are still bullish, which means that the bearish flow that we are seeing on H4 is not fully established, okay? Because for the bearish flow on the H4 to be established, we need to have intraday also switch. But here lies the case, even though intraday is bullish and we're expecting price to push to the top, within the bullish intraday is also a bearish flow, okay? So we have this bearish flow right in here, and what I'm saying is that we can have price respecting this last point of interest over here and continuing the bearish flow to break the bullish intraday story. 1, or we can have price breaking this bearish flow over here, turning it into a bullish flow, get a counter trend to certain levels, not necessarily like a deeper retracement or whatsoever. Then we can continue the intraday bullish story, and when this happens, it means that this H4 PUY is likely to be taken out, okay, making it bullish again, okay? So this is how simple it is on Euro USD. And believe me, once you're able to define the direction of Euro USD, you should be automatically able to define the direction of DXY. DXY tells you the strength of the dollar, and so you should know what the dollar pairs are going to do, okay? As simple as that. You keep it simple, don't complicate things. All right, so yeah, this is what I'm looking at on Euro USD. If you found value in this video, give this video a thumbs up, leave a like, and also I'll appreciate a comment on this video. So with that being said, see you within the week with another insightful video, and have a peaceful week. Bye bye.